Hello, 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 and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Creating the Conversation podcast, episode 15. Big up to everybody. I hope and I pray that you guys have been chilling, you've been fine, you've been doing your thing at home, and that's exactly where we are. We're at home, to be truthful with you. Always stuck because of the lockdown, and I know it's been a bit crazy for a lot of people. There are people getting out, there are individuals getting out, meeting people. I don't think doing all this, making sure they're staying away from people, right? Trying to be safe as best as we can. But guys, stay safe, right? That's what I want to say. Big up to all of you. Those of you going to join us later on as well, and those of you going to join us now as well. Hopefully, what we're going to talk about today is going to be banging, because some of the topics we're going to touch on are real stories and real impactful aspects of our community and society. Let me invite my man, Mr. Ivan Humble. How are you doing, man? What's going on?
Oh, good, mate. Always nothing about.
I heard you've been going out into the. I heard you be going out into the woods and just chilling.
Yeah, we did. So I'm also part of a new thing in my hometown called the Waveney Lived Experience Advisory. So it's a group of people with lived experience of mental health issues and various ones. We're now coming together like kind of mentors and that kind of thing to develop a community hub type thing. So we sort of like had a few hours out in the woods bonding. So we got to learn how to light a fire, make tent pegs and eat nettles and all kinds of crazy stuff. And to be fair,
you've gone all wild, have you?
It was really good. No, it was really good because I didn't touch my phone once. Brilliant. All the time I was out there. I took pictures, but I never looked online once. So it was good to get a break, and it was good to be able to reconnect with people again properly. Do you know what I mean? And just have a laugh like we used to.
I agree with you, but I think this is the thing, don't we? You know, we've lost that because of COVID and because our society generally, we don't have that connection with people. And the point that you've just made, of course, this is a particular organization that deals with mental health. And one of the areas of discussion today is going to be around mental health. The man that we have today, I'm going to put this image up. I know this is something that we're proud of. I know, Ivan, you met this gentleman, my man, Mr. Darryl Laycock. This week's honourable guest, and that's exactly what he is on Creating the Conversation, guys, will be our main man, Mr. Darryl Laycock, who is a former member of a notorious Manchester drug gang. He says he lost 30 of his friends through gang violence. Now that's huge. Over the years, all right, he has seen many other people lose their lives to this type of criminality and activity. He has spent nearly 12 years behind bars, all right, for drug and gun offences. After he left prison, Darryl turned his life completely around and now tries to divert young people away from street violence. He has done some amazing work. Some of the work that he's done, he's been recognized at very high level in media. He's been an individual, a prominent face really in some of the areas of discussion, conversation, especially around knife crime and how to tackle that. That's another area that we're going to touch on as well. Of course, we're going to talk about gang culture, gang behavior, gang psychology, and what is related to all of that, and why young people tend to get attracted to this type of activity. So he does talk about initially, because we know a lot about the young man because he has shared so much of his life, and the purpose of that was so other people can learn from his life. And truly, what fascinating life he is. He's been within domestic abuse, the trauma, and more importantly, his own decisions that led to him being known as one of Britain's most dangerous individuals. Now, in media, this is one of those frenzies that we have with people. They tend to push people into a particular sector or particular area, and then they demonize them by saying, "Oh, this guy is the worst guy in the world." But what they don't realize sometimes is the negative impact that type of notoriety can have upon the individual. So our big man, Our guest of today, our honourable guest today, is none other than Mr. Darryl Laycock. How you doing, my man? You chilling?
Good, thanks. I'm good. I'm good. And just relaxing, you know.
Hey, he's just chilling. He's chilling. All right, and I'm gonna give it to you, my man. You know, thank you.
What an entrance! What an introduction!
I don't know.
The head's going. Woo, woo, woo.
No, come on. See, look, my man, look. You, some of the stuff that you done. I said this off air as well to you. One of the key things that we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about the present and the future with you, because I think we have a tendency in the world that we tend to dwell upon someone's, whatever happened, how it happened. I get it. I know we have fascination. How the hell did that happen? What got you into it? That we'll touch on all that as well. But I think what the powerful thing is, my man, is that what you do now, how your life, your experience is impacting those young people who are on the verge of, literally falling off, getting into things which later on could be really problematic. So, Darryl, my man, let me ask you this, my man. How has lockdown been for you? This COVID lockdown. I don't mean the lockdown. I mean this lockdown. How's it been for you, my man?
To be honest, the lockdown hasn't been that bad for me, because I've been, how can I put it? In this kind of situation, I've become more busy. I've become more lively. I've become more current, because a lot of young people are suffering from mental health, being locked up. Obviously having beefs over line and things like that. So I'm always getting calls to go out and disrupt stuff and do what I do best, engage, empower and educate youngsters. So the lockdown hasn't really affected me. Obviously, I've lost a couple of people to this horrible bug.
I'm sorry, man.
But I lost my gran on the 27th of March this year.
Oh, God.
But it is what it is, isn't it? And obviously she's in a better place now. So yeah, apart from that, the lockdown, it's not really affected me. I've had a lot of mental health problems lately, but it's not due to the lockdown. A lot of people think it's due to the lockdown. It's not. It's due to stuff that happened throughout my life, from childhood right through to my life. A lot of people just think I'm just an ex-gang member, and that's all I know.
So Darcy, that's the thing, isn't it? Because your history, your background, your experience, right? And sadly, the world we live in, a man or even a woman who's in this type of activity, we tend to remove the basic human traits away from them. This sense of being a human, being soft from inside, feelings. Oh, this guy's a gangster. He goes on killing people, bang, bang, bang. Do you know what I mean? Has no feeling for nobody. But see, you just touched on something which I think is very powerful, and someone like yourself who is going through that at the moment, it makes it real. That crime doesn't really pay. Go for it, my man.
Yeah, but everybody who knows me, knows about me when I was active, knows that I was about survival. I was about defending myself and my people. I wasn't about going and harming general public. Obviously, I was doing wrong, and I admit to doing wrong. I've done plenty of wrong, but plenty of wrong was done to me also. But I was always a human. I always looked after people. I always fed people. I always provided for people. So I was always generous up until today. A lot of people go on about some of the stuff that I've done in the past, and most of them done some of the worst stuff in Manchester. But at the same time, I know nobody in Manchester's done what I've done on the good side of things in the last 10 years, and that's fact. So they can hold all the bad against me, what they want, but I'm not bothered what people think about me. As long as I know that my heart's clean and I'm doing things to help, educate, empower, and engage youngsters.
I always say, no one can judge me. Only my Lord will judge me on the day. So, my man, our judgment lies with him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, nobody can judge me, and anybody's opinion don't mean nothing to me, to be honest.
And I agree with that, because you've lived your life. You've been through trial and tribulation, like you said, because of what's happened in life, the type of experiences that you have in life from a child onwards. It's not been an easy route. And looking at that, and I know some of the amazing work that you do, and some of the phenomenal work that you've been recognized for, being given a BAFTA for some of the work that you've done. You've been invited by royalty to be, recognized for some of the phenomenal, impactful work that you do. What I want you to do, my man, is that tell me, how the hell did you get that BAFTA, bro?
You know what it is? I didn't get the BAFTA. What it is, I was part of gun number 6, innit? And as a team, we all won a BAFTA. You know, obviously, it woke up the world and it elaborated on the devastation that a gun can cause and gangs can cause, you know, and it touches on trauma, it touches on emotional feelings, and it touches on gangs and violence. It touches on the whole lot. It's never been done before, and nothing will ever get watched like that again.
Just tell us again what that was.
It's called gun number 6. It circles, it's centers on a gun that was involved in 3 murders and 11 shootings. So 11 people are doing life sentences for this one gun. Wow. Yet 3 of the murders wasn't connected. The only connection was the gun had been passed around or sold on to other people instead of getting rid of. And it just goes to show that you can't get a clean gun on the streets. And it's a real life gun in Birmingham. The gun's still out there. But there's 11 people actually doing life sentences for murder for the gun.
Wow. Wow. You know, when you talk about guns, you know, this reminds me of, because our gun laws are very different, okay, compared to the likes of America on the other side of the pond. Now, I know in gang culture, in this type of, you know, criminal activity, we always want to have one over the next man. Knife crime is huge here, okay, in comparison. I know you do some amazing work in Norwich at the moment as well, or you've been working with, you know, a lot of young people trying to curb them around the whole discussion around county lines, knife crime, and etc. So how did you compare with the type of criminality that's happening here with, for example, something which is sensationalized American gang culture and criminality? How would you say that? Similar?
No, I don't think it's anything alike. I don't think it's nothing alike over here. Over here, I think people are trying to jump on the back of people like America, wearing colors and things like that, trying to be like that, listening to the music like that, and it's nothing like that at all. You know, a lot of the things over here, a lot of the things over there is survival, but a lot of the things over here is people jumping on it, wanting to be seen, to be in it. You know, it's nothing like over there. You know, a lot of people might say I'm chatting rubbish. But...
No. But no, the reason I mentioned this, Darryl, is that, you know, one of the key things which impacts our communities is music. And of course, we have our own version of, you know, we have our garage and etc. You know, other areas of music that's been embedded within our culture within Britain. But hip hop and rap culture that has come over, even though I've gone into a lot of study around what that was all about, the voice of the weak and the vulnerable. But over time, it has sensationalized particular type of behavior. You know, money, cars, girls. Do you know what I mean? That's the bling life. So in a way, people are trying to emulate, but like you said, there is slightly different than here. That's what I'm asking you. Okay, what is it, do you think, that it attracts young people down a particular route of criminal activity, if nothing else?
Because everyone wants to be the man, innit? Everybody wants to be seen to be doing stuff when really they don't want to be doing that stuff. They're just doing it. It's like when we're born innocent children, and you go through life and you start acting up. Everything's an act. It's like you act being good in school, you act being bad because you're not born bad. There's no such thing as a bad kid. We all do good, we all do bad. You know, we all choose to do bad choices and make bad actions from time to time. So everything's an act. You know, I tell kids, like, you act when you want to look like the nice guy to the girl's mum that you just started dating. But then when the mum and dad's not there, it's an act. You wanting to be the big hard man. But you've got nobody to act to. The only person that you're letting down or embarrassing is yourself.
It's yourself. And I think that's the reality of the situation that you've presented in front of the young person. But the thing is, we have like you said, I want to be the bad man. I want to be number one. I want to be the hard man. And I see one of the main areas has been a problem within this country, if nothing else, has been the image of a man. What is to be a man? What is manliness? And one of the biggest problems, especially within the prison sector or within, young offenders, is young people are coming in, or over time they become adults. They're not sure what is to be a man. They don't know how to be a husband. They don't know how to be a brother. They don't know how to show affection, be a good boyfriend, or whatever it is. They don't know that.
They just want to be a roadman. Do you know?
It is wrong,
nothing,
but that's what I'm saying. It's not.
There's nothing good come from road. We need to get this out there. Crime doesn't pay. Yeah, it is what it is. We've all got experiences of prison. Yeah. Not most of these people will not work for minimum wage out here, 200, 300, £400 a week. Yeah. But when they go to jail, they're in the workshops working for less than £20 a week. Yeah. Nobody in this country can't say they've seen me in a workshop, because when I was in jail, I wouldn't do nothing that didn't benefit me and other prisoners, because I was anti-authoritarian. I thought I could beat the system. I didn't beat the system, and you can't beat the system. But I would only do things that would benefit me, education, cleaning, because it kept my wing clean and stuff like that. But these people are going on like the millionaires on road, yet they're still living with their mums, still living with a children's mum, living off their benefits, going to the club at the weekend, buying a bottle, and then they ain't got no money for the rest of the week. They won't work for minimum wage, but as soon as they get to jail, they're the first to go in the workshops because they need that £20 a week. So it's all an act, isn't it?
It's an act. That's the issue. But let me ask you. I came across. Trust me, I know of you, my man. But I've been looking at a lot of stuff online. Some of the podcasts that you do, the conversations that you engage in, and I'm gonna be straight. Ivan, my man, this guy is bloody real as it comes. He says it as it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give it to you, my man, because I think to share some of the most innate, genuine personal experience, it takes a big man to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? I respect that fully and completely. I know there's a lot of other things that you're going through at the moment. We know there might be a book coming out. Big up, my man. I hope it goes well. Definitely, man. There's a question I want to ask, and I came across because it's something that you said in one of the podcasts, and I thought it was brilliant thing that you said, which really made me think. You said when you were doing time, obviously, and they had banged you up, they were seen as a criminal, as a gangster, whatever. But then when you came out, this is something you said, I wanted to prove them wrong. Now, for me, it was like, firstly, where the hell did that mindset come from? Do you know what I mean? It takes a particular type of person to say, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do the right thing. Where the hell did that come from, bro?
You know what? Because I always do what I want to do, innit? I never do what anybody else wants to do. So where that mindset come from? They says, before I come out, they says I couldn't change. When I was released in 2011, the police and the Home Office says I was the most dangerous person in the northwest of England. So, you know what? I didn't get pissed off with what they said or whatever. I used that to my advantage to show that they might say that thing, but it doesn't mean I have to live by that. So I come out and I said, I'll prove them wrong, and I proved them wrong. There's nobody that has done what I've done, spent so much time in jail. And don't forget, I went to 19 different jails because jails couldn't handle me. And some of them I went to 4 or 5 times, back and forth, because jails couldn't handle me. I was doing my thing.
Yeah, but the way I see you is like this: being there, done that, got the T-shirt, got it signed, but then I burnt it.
Exactly, yeah. But that's what I mean. I come out, I said I'm going to prove them wrong, and people said I couldn't do it and things like that. And next minute, I'm getting invites to Buckingham Palace. So I've done something right, haven't I?
You have. And you know what? Credit to you, my man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I know Ivan, my man as well, because both of your stories are bloody phenomenal, because both of you went down a particular route for whatever reasons there were, personal, mental, whatever it was. But you've come out of that and you said, you know what? I'm not gonna be defined for what everyone else says about me. I'm gonna create my own future and my presence. And I think credit to both of you. You know what I'm saying? Ivan, my man, I know there's been in your experience as well, in the world that you're from, right? How would you relate to the likes of Darryl? I know. You got both met, and you kicked it off straight away. But give me something, bro.
Yeah, I think before I met Darryl in Norwich, I think we reached out on Twitter, so we had a little bit of engagement. But when I met Darryl, it was like an instant, not I think it's an attraction then, but an instant connection. Do you know what I mean? That, and when I listen to his talk, see, there's lots of former people out there doing this work, but there's not many former out there that really understand their story and understand their mistakes and can prove their story and be honest about it. Do you know what I mean? And that for me with Darryl was a little spark. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit of sunshine, because people like me and Darryl and other people were sometimes overlooked, like you said earlier, because of our past. That's all really. We've got so much more to give, and Darryl will probably tell you yourself. We've probably got a lot of solutions.
And you have,
it's
because
it's a question.
No, I know you have, and that's
solutions, but nobody wants them.
You know why nobody wants them solutions?
Go for a moment.
No one wants them solutions because crime is a business, and it's a business. It's a business where criminals ain't profiting. You know what? We got no money to send our kids to youth clubs, to extracurricular activities after school. Yeah,
there's no youth clubs, bro.
Exactly. But we got. I'm going to a secure unit this week. I'm not going to say the name. It's 400 grand a year to keep each person.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 8 grand a week. Yeah. If you put that into preventative measures, we could have youth clubs. Yeah. We've always got money to arrest, try and convict our youngsters. Yeah. And we've always got money to find them a bed for the rest of their life. But we haven't got money to find for a youth club, because crime is a business. You know yourself, because we all have experience with jail. Yeah. You know yourself. Workshops in jail are workshops for some of the biggest organizations in this world. I'm not going to say what gets made in jail, but people sit down on things that are made in jail. Yeah, these big shops, these big supermarkets all have stuff getting done in jail. If I was to employ somebody out here and give them £20 a week for slaving their balls off to do that thing, I'd go to jail under modern day slavery and things like that. But the government are party to this thing in these workshops where big organizations are paying prisons money, and prisons are paying people less than £20 a week to work like slaves in workshops.
See, Darryl, because we know this, because this is the reality of our situation, that this is happening. Our young men and women are going through the whole prison system because of the activities that they're doing outside, and then they're literally slaving inside. That's what's happening.
Definitely.
How do we, from your perspective, now and here, working with young people, seeing, you must have come across some amazing solutions how to deal with that sort of stuff, because you've gone right to the top. Hopefully you've said what you feel inside your heart to the people who make these laws, who make these changes.
The only way I hear half of what you got to say, you get shut down, and they get you out of the building if you're too real, They get you out of the building and start making up excuses and stop replying to your emails and things like that. But it is what it is. They know I am. I just keep it real. I say it how it is and not how they want me to say it.
And I think that's what's important in this situation, because if people like yourself stop talking, stop sharing, nothing's going to happen. And I'm really grateful that you guys tend to go down a route of putting yourself in a very difficult situation, because I know coming out of criminality is not an easy thing. How do you deal with your past then? Because it must catch up.
No, my past is in my past, isn't it?
No,
you know what? I don't even look behind my shoulder. The only way I look behind my shoulder is to see how far I've come. I don't worry about what's on the other side, what's behind me. I'm more focused on what's in front of me.
And that's what's powerful.
And
No, I know, and I know this is something that we said initially, but the thing is, the point I want to go to is around your own personal experience and what you're going through at the moment, around PTSD and all that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I suffer from PTSD, and I'm not gonna lie, the last few months it's been really hard. I've not wanted to be here for a bit, because I got to the point where I can't see no light at the end of the tunnel, and I just merely exist and I'm not living. And that's for the fact that I don't stop working. I'm working 90-hour weeks.
Wow.
And after that, I'm still out doing stuff. I'm on the streets, I'm in schools, I'm working in homeless shelters, I'm working with homeless, and it's not all paid work. I do this because I want to make a difference. Do you know what I mean? And so right about now, I'm going through some struggles. But in the last couple of weeks, I didn't realize how much love there was out there for me. And you know what I noticed? The people that I've helped all along from the younger days, people will talk bad about you, but they never talk about the good what you've done for them. When you put food on the table for their family, the whole family, not just the mum and the sons, I mean the nan, the uncles and aunties, they don't talk about that. And it's not them people that have shown me any love. It's like strangers that have shown me that I'm loved. They want to support what I do and things like that. And it's kind of humbling, but it's kind of disappointing because you know how much you've done for people.
But this is what it is, my man. This is the reality of life. One of my teachers once said, he goes, in fact, amazing guy, God bless him. I'm a man of faith, so I studied in particular seminaries and etc. And he once said, he goes, we complain to him. We go, we do so much good for people, yeah, but no one says thank you to us. He goes, I'm going to say another. He goes, acha, neki karo, darya mein dal do. I go, meaning do good and then throw it into the river. And I'm like a young 17, 18-year-old teenager saying, hey, 1 minute, when I do something good, I want something back. The instant gratification. And say this is my spiritual tradition. So he goes to us, look, within that is your salvation. So the world will not give you what you want from it. I'm on a faith. I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at something higher than that. That's me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's me as a person. And I don't know what your tradition is, etc., my man. But I pray that may the Lord give you what's yours, my man. Do you know what I'm saying? All right.
It'll happen, won't it? Whatever's out there, everything happens for a reason. The dynamics of life have got me to where I am today. So there's no giving up. I might just slow down a little bit, but there's no giving up. There's too many lost souls out there that need the guidance and need the help.
It does, and I think your story and Ivan's story is very powerful in helping and supporting. I just pray that your intervention at the moment that you're going through, the counseling, etc., goes really well for you, my man. My man, in our area of work, we do a lot of work around radicalization, extremism, and we see a lot of young people getting attracted to all of that. And a few weeks ago, we talked about, this law of this particular area of work, or criminality, we would call it. It's would you say it's very similar to how gang members and people in gangs attract young people into criminality and gang affiliation?
Definitely. Everything's has a correlation, doesn't it? The way extremism attracts people is the same way gangs and grooming, it just all goes hand in hand, don't it? It's just one big vicious circle. We need to be educating our youngsters and even our people with mental health issues, because a lot of the time when people are getting groomed into extremism is the vulnerable mental health people that are the victims. We just need to educate them well to let them know that anything that people gives you for free isn't free when it comes from them kind of people, a criminal source, or some people that you say the extremism and the fighting for religion. Yourself, Islam is a faith of peace, but if you believe mainstream media, you wouldn't listen to that. You'd be saying it was something else.
True.
But I know many of people who are Muslims. You know, some of my best friends are Muslims, and you know, and they're all peaceful. But if somebody gets groomed and they got mental health issues and they say a certain saying when they're doing what they're saying, that doesn't mean they're a Muslim. That 9 times out of 10, they're a madman.
Exactly.
Do you know? But then the people just throw it on Muslims.
That's right.
That's how it is.
Now, that is, I was going to say, I know they are peaceful people until you reject our biryani, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You say no to my biryani, I'm gonna do you, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I've had lamb cry today.
Hey, big up. Good stuff.
From
you must be good with chilies.
From Purity, I've had the works tonight.
You're gonna have some trouble afterwards, then. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, I'm used to this.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I wanna touch on something at the moment, which is around solutions, because I know some of the amazing work that you do, some of the stuff that you've done has been recognized as well. And pain to purpose. I wanna bring that in. This is your sorry, I've doubled that up. Your website and some of the amazing, awesome work that you do, my man. I want you to share with us what work it is, what type of intervention that you do, what type of support you give to young people, and what drives you to do that.
You know what? There's the interventions I do. No one intervention works with 2 people, so it's all about trial and error. You know, and I'm not being big-headed or anything. There's not many people that have got results that I've got, and it's not me. I can say to you, give me 10 grand to do this piece of work with somebody. It's not me doing the work. It's the kids that are doing the work. So that's why I don't really do it for money. You know, I do it out of the goodness of my heart. If people want to pay me to do it, well, they can pay me, but it's never been about money. Like I said, no 1-2 things work. I do mentoring. I do intensive interventions, and I just empower people to be themselves, to be the real selves.
Give me one case study. One case study, and you don't have to give me the details if you don't want to. Is what is your process? Like, come on, imagine a young man. See, this is one of the issues with me, because I'm a qualified youth worker myself, just like yourself, yeah. And I've worked in different sectors, different cities, different places. One of the biggest problems I've had, as always do, that if criminality, gang life is sensationalized, you're gonna get a nice car, you're gonna get a nice girl in your arm, you're gonna get $1 in your bank and whatever it is, yeah. Now you got all that going on. Suddenly, someone like me, doesn't know nothing about nothing, start saying, "Yeah, lad, that's bad for you. It's not gonna be good for you. You're gonna turn up in prison." Blah 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 blah. The guy be like, "Yeah, my man, you oldie, get out of my bloody face. What the crap do you know?"
Nah, they can. You know, that kind of thing don't work with me, because people know I've had the nice cars, I had the Rolex watches, I've had the nicest girls in the area. Do you know what I mean? I've been to the best clubs in the best cities in England. I have a lot of famous friends that I used to do a lot of stuff with prior to be turning my life around. So when I tell a young man it's not going to end good, they got to listen to me for the simple reason.
Yeah, man.
The good thing about it is we've got Google, and you can Google me, so you know that I'm about what I was about. Do you know what I mean? And I'd never ever glamorize stuff, because there's nothing glamorous. The only thing glamorous about being in a gang, yeah, is when your mum and dad struggle to pay your funeral bill because your brothers on the road ain't putting to your funeral. When you're willing to die for them. That's the only thing glamorous about being in a gang, because your mum and dad are going to give you a glamorous send-off. There's nothing glamorous. So I tell kids straight, if you can go out of town, graft, and keep a profit out at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur. Everything's transferable. Go work in sales. You know, everything's transferable. And like I says, you don't want to work for minimum wage out here, but you work like a slave in jail, like a little bitch. Sorry for my language, do you know? But you're a bad man on road, but you're in jail doing what you're told. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy telling you what to do, but you want to fight your brothers on the street that want to support you and things like that, you know, and not work for minimum wage. I tell them how it is, you know, and
And I think that approach with you is correct. Like you said, being there, done that. And I think that's something which is real. Just talking from experience. I know when Ivan, my man, you do the same thing. You come from a position when you talk about the hate that you had for Muslims and things like that. And when you speak from that place, the next minute we see you in a picture sitting with Muslims, you're like, what the hell happened there, bro? You know what I'm saying? Where did this change come from? But because people see the reality, they relate to that. Very, very powerful. But there's one thing I want to ask. Look, see, I looked into a lot around gang psychology. Now, one of the key things that I came across was that young people want to belong to something. They want to be part of something. They want to be part of a family or friends or a particular engagement. Yeah. So their initial introduction to this type of activity is sincere, right?
We're back in 1 minute.
Yeah, man, no worries. I hope everything's okay. So Ivan, my man, you know what I mean? Bringing him in, talking, discussing about that. You know, see, that's one of the areas I've had issues with, where young people, individuals who are, you know what I'm saying, who don't have a good home life, they don't have love at home, they don't have, you know, anything provided for them. I hope
about that.
No, it's all right, my man. It's all right, my man. I was just saying, so those young people who don't have things at home, they don't have a home life, they don't have, you know, mommy and daddy caring for them. Suddenly, they find that outside in the corner somewhere next to a petri pump, whatever it is. Some people, they're saying, look, I'm your friend. I love you. I care for you. Aren't these young people or these individuals within gangs really fulfilling a particular need? Would you say?
Nah, they're not fulfilling no need.
Give me a real, bro. Make it real for me.
They're not fulfilling no need, are they? They're just getting groomed into doing slave labor, basically. They're the ones that are going to feel. They're the ones that are going to go to jail. They're the ones that are going to get stabbed. They're the ones that are going to expect to stab people. Do you know? They're not fulfilling no need. The only need they're fulfilling is making up the numbers to be more victims.
Right. So that's it. Guys, this isn't making it real. This is what the reality of the situation. A man who's been there on the street saying it how it is. Ivan, my man, you got something to ask my main man, Darryl.
Yeah, he'll probably give the same answer. I'd probably be thinking anyhow. But something you said earlier, Darryl, it's kind of something I said the other day on the show was when we talk about radicalisation in our world and you talk about grooming in your world, we talk about people as they're vulnerable. The minute that person makes it or commits an offence for a certain group, we then see them as perpetrators and not victims. That seems a little unfair sometimes.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we have to. Looking outside the box, we have to look more into that because a lot of them are victims and not perpetrators. But a lot of them do know right from wrong. So where do we distinguish the middle line? Obviously being groomed and
that's kind of where I got stuck with the answer as well. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So you know what it is. It's one of them things, isn't it?
That's where the work needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
definitely. And we need to be coming together. More people need to be having these conversations and coming together. Because a lot of, you know a lot, and I know, Ivan, a lot of this work, you get people with egos that don't want to work with each other. More heads are better than less, you know. And I'm a man that I won't work with anybody. I'm not gonna lie. If I know a man's still doing what he's doing, and that what he's doing, and then talking to you saying that he's gonna do this and do that, and he's not. I can't work with that guy because he's part of the problem. Do you know what I mean? All our kids are innocent. Do you know? None of them was born bad.
Yeah.
None of them want to do bad. Everybody just wants to be liked and be loved and so on. And you know what? I love everybody. I don't hate nobody. Do you know? I love the people that have shot me.
Wow.
I don't hate nobody. I know they hate me, but I don't. That's why I get through life. There's nobody like me in this world. And I'm not saying I'm bigger and badder or better than anybody, It's like there's nobody like used to in this world. We're all unique. You know, come on, I got shot 27 times on one occasion. I got shot once on 2 occasions. I got stabbed 7 times, millimeters underneath my arm, and I've survived. Why have I survived? Obviously, I was put on this planet to be a vessel to make a difference.
See, this is the thing. What you just said is really powerful in the sense that I love them. I have no hate for them. My man, where does that come from?
You know what? My mom always said the most powerful word ever, hate, and you should never use it because you split families up, you split friends up, you split the world up with that word. And you know yourself being coming from the extreme things, it's hate that drives all that. You know, I don't hate nobody. And you know the way I see it, the people that hate you and they talk about you, they're my biggest supporters. Because every time they say my name, they're spreading my testimony, and my name's it's advertisement for me. So if you're gonna talk about me, it's what you do. But I love you all. You know, you might have shot me in the leg, you might have shot me in the back, you might have shot me in the head. I still love you. I got no hate for none of you. Do you know? Well, I buried my mum 5 years ago. Someone was shot at my mum's funeral, and I love the people that done it. I love the people that done it. But you know, if you go around doing badness, badness will always catch up. If you go around doing goodness, goodness will always catch up with you. I've done goodness for 10 years now, almost 10 years. In May next year, it'll be 10 years. And this last couple of weeks, the amount of love I've been shown from people that I don't know, from government. Do you know, I said to you earlier, I started working Young Offenders Institute this week. Who else with a background like me has done that? I do these kind of things to prove to youngsters, if I can do it, you can do it a lot quicker, because you're not going to go through what I went through. And if you do and you survive, you're lucky, because if I was a youngster, I'd listen to me, because I know over 60 people that have been murdered. Most people don't know 60 people that have died through natural causes. No. And you know what? I survived some of the times through God, through higher power, and more so than everything, because I was fat. Simple was, you know, me and a skinny guy could get stabbed in the same place. He might live, I might die, but I'm more likely to live than he is. Do you know? It's facts, you know. And I'm not here to belittle anybody or anything, but I do what I say. I go out and make a difference.
And I think that's the reality of the situation. With young people, the one who works with young people, works with anybody, but especially with young people, if we don't follow through, if we don't do what we say, we lose them. And I think you hit the nail on the head by saying, I do what I say. And big up to you, my man. You know, I wanna ask you regarding, because you deal with a lot of different projects up and down the country. I know you've done some amazing work in Norwich. You're working with some gangs, young gangs, and etc. within that particular region. You've done some phenomenal work in Manchester for the last 10 years. Amazing type of engagements that you have. See, I looked very closely to the Scotland model, Scottish model around knife crime.
Yeah,
and
but you know,
let me just put that in. That the idea behind it was the attitude of the local government there went from looking at knife crime as a crime to a pandemic, more of an illness than anything else, and the number of fatalities reduced rapidly. What's your views on that? And is there something that we can learn from that?
Yeah, we need to look at it as a public health model, but we shouldn't be looking at other people. We should be making our own solutions and making our own decisions. Do you know, knife crime, we got a pandemic called COVID-19 right about now, but we've had a pandemic of knife crime for years and we've not thrown no money at it. We've not found no solutions, for the simple reason why the poor get poorer, the rich get richer. And going back to crime, it's a business. Do you know, if government was to put as much money in as it needed, they'd lose money, because they wouldn't be having the jail cells full. They wouldn't have their contracts with Argos, DFS, and things like that. Yeah, I said it. you know, SCS, they wouldn't have them kind of contracts going on. You know, I say, you know, you can deal with my solicitor if that's what you want to do, but it is what it is. You know.
But you're right. It's
So,
these massive corporations that take advantage of vulnerable individuals, and that's the sad thing. And we can scream, we can shout,
but it's not. You know what? It's not them massive organizations that are taking advantage of vulnerable people. It's the government, because they're allowing the deals, the secret handshakes, and all that. They're allowing for our victims, our vulnerable, the people that have been groomed to do these works, even our so-called roadmen that won't work for minimum wage on road, but they work for less than £20 a week in a workshop, and they're going on like they're bad. They ain't bad. No such thing as a bad person. Do you know? Everybody wants to be this big bad hard man, but you work in a workshop. You're making bed sheets, you're sewing socks, you're making boxer shorts. Don't tell me nothing about bad, man.
Exactly. So let me, we got about 15 minutes left for this particular show. I want to go down a pathway, a bit of a journey. Oh, the future. I want to look into the future. And I know that's something which is very dear to your heart. Where do you see around knife crime, around lack of provision for young people, the youth, like we spoke about this in the start, not having provision? Where do you see this country going, my man? Do you see light at the end of the tunnel?
Nah, do it yet. This country's gone to pot. It went to pot a long time ago. Do you know? Like I said, when the rich gets richer, the poor get poorer.
No, but it is. But then again, if you look at this carefully, if we are going to be in a state of pessimism, everything's crap, everything's gone to pot, you know what, forget about this, then where do we stand? Where's the hope for all youngsters?
There is no hope. The only hope is me, you, and you, because we're out there doing it. And you know, the bigger people, the bigger organizations ain't gonna want to hear our voices, so they're gonna make up lies, slur, backstab us, so our voice and heard. So it is what it is. We just gotta be powerful and not back down and say what we mean, because I don't back down from no government official. Away. Do you know, no government official, no policeman, nothing can't phase me. I'm not gonna lie. There's some police that kind of like support the kind of stuff that I do, and they don't get the best. They don't get the best treatment of their superiors, you know. But it is what it is. The more of us genuine people is, the more difference we'll make. But you know yourself, people are gonna slander us, say bad things about us, try and discredit us in order for us not to get our work out there.
But then again, you know, in the world you're in, we've always been told this: if you're doing something and something good, and if you don't get criticized, that means you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I'm not true. You know what? I don't take on nobody's bullshit, to be honest. They can say what they want. I know who I am and I know what I'm about, and the people who are around me are my supporters. I've got some of the most famous people in England that support me. Do you know? And in 2021, you're going to see something different, and you're going to see things on the TV and things like that. And people can't shut this down. People can't shut this down. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. As you know, I've had millions of views on Gun Number 6, Victoria, Derbyshire, all the news at 10. Do you know? All the awards and things like that. But I've never done anything for award. I've never done anything for money. But in 2021, you're gonna see it's gonna be all over. They might want to shut us down, but it's gonna be too late after it's officially revealed.
Yeah, but if you officially revealed, and if it's done on maybe alternative media, right? Nowadays we have social media, we have other platforms.
Nah, we don't do the alternative media. The people that I've got in my corner, we don't do this. We don't do this number one bestsellers. Do you know? I'm not gonna go into it, but we're gonna be on mainstream.
Right.
We're gonna be on mainstream. We have award-winning directors involved. A lot. You know, we're gonna have people from the boxing fraternity, people from the armed forces fraternity. We're gonna have people from all over. Trust me.
See that gives me hope. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been asking, that there is something at the end of that tunnel, regardless of the difficulties, the obstacles that are put in front of young people. There are individuals like yourselves and people, like-minded people, who are with you, who are ready to etch something great for our youth. And I think big up to you guys, big up from the work that you guys do.
I wasn't even gonna say anything about things like that, but you know what is, I'm kind of revved up now. So yeah, things are gonna happen. Yeah,
it is. Look. It's like this, isn't it? You know something's gonna change. Change will make a difference. Then we need to scream and shout about it. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to yourself that you've come on here and you've said that, you shared that. And hopefully our support and help is there. Hopefully we see that you find something great for yourself and the people that you work with, because ultimately that's what it's about. It's about making it easy for those who go to crap at this moment in time. Now, I want to bring your thoughts back to when we discussed about yourself as an individual, your journey, your story, which has been a very difficult story. There's a lot of things that you are doing at the time, supporting, helping yourself. I want to know from yourself what type, because you've got some platforms that you work on. How do people contact you? How do they, if they want to speak with you, if they want to get support from you, what do they do, my man?
They just have to go to one of my websites. There's contact links on my website, darryllaycock.co.uk, paintopurpose.co.uk, or Twitter, DPL2310, Instagram, DEEITSNVR2L8, which equates to D. It's never too late. But it's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to make a difference. It's never too late to give up the bad life and go into the good life. Do you know? People can, if people want to contact me, they only have to Google me and they'll find a way of contacting me.
That's good. Hopefully no one gives you any pranks as well, my man. Ivan, my man, is there anything that you want to share with Darren? And if there's something that you want to say to him at this moment in time, my man?
I think you covered most of it. I just want to say thanks for coming on, Darryl. Plus, you obviously have a lot of difficult conversations like we do. Right? Do you find the difficult conversations are easy and the listening is the hard part for a lot of people?
Yeah, definitely the listening,
because the listening is the key part in it, because you hear things that's going to go against your moral compass, and a lot of people aren't prepared to hear that. Do you know what I mean? Is that world?
Yeah, definitely. Just the same. It's just the same with, but you know what? We can't dwell on the negatives. We gotta focus on what we can do as individuals, as the positives. The whole heap of listeners, whole heap of talkers, and whole heap of bullshitters are gonna say whatever and try and throw a spanner in the works. But as long as we're genuine and we've got our heart in the right place, we're gonna make a difference. If we stop one young person from going to jail or stop one young person from stabbing another person, we've done our job. And you know what I do? When I work with a youngster, I'm not there to stop them from doing anything. But if I can make them think before they do it, I've done my job. Because 9 times out of 10, people do things spur of the moment. They stab somebody without thinking. They go and do a robbery without thinking. But if I can instill something into them for them to go think beforehand, and they still choose to do it, they've had an informed choice. They thought about it. So at least they thought about the consequences of the retribution, what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm happy with
it's
doing
just
what I did.
Basic critical thinking, really, just basic critical thinking.
Definitely.
Gentlemen, can't hear each other. All right, guys, look, we are in the last few moments of this particular podcast. there's some major areas of discussion that we've had. We've spoke about Darryl's own journey very briefly, but ultimately about his present, what he's doing at the present time, and what he wants to do for the future. Guys, he's made it real. You broke it down. Darryl, I've got to give it to you. You broke it down. You kept it real. You made us realize 1 minute it is about us. We are the change. We can make the impact. All I want to say, my man, is thank you very, very, very much for sharing your experience. And I pray to the Lord Almighty, whatever you're doing presently and what you're going to do in 2021 is going to be awesome. It's going to create some ripples, major ripples, and create some genuine change in our community. As Me and You Education and this particular platform, my man, if there's anything we can do as well to support and help that, because like I said, I come from youthful background myself, and I've been working in different sectors, different community, different to yourself for a number of years, and I would be honored, you know, to be affiliated and associated with that. Some of the work that you do, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can support and help you as well. We're not at that level up there, but we can support you as people down here on a level. You know what I'm saying, my man?
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Nice one.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, and I know Ivan might say something to you, and I'm going to leave the last few words, Darryl, to yourself. So I'm going to give you a few minutes just to think about it when my main man Ivan wants to say his final words.
Yeah, I just once again thank you for coming on, Darryl. I think from the moment I met you, I could see something in you, a bit like myself. You're honest, you remember your roots, and that's the most important part, I think. And your part of your lived experience has been incredible tonight. And just keep doing what you're doing. And next time I'm in Manchester for some work, I'll spend a night on the streets with you. How about that?
Yeah. Nice one. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. You know, we've always got on since I first spoke to you, and we still continue. I've not been the most communicative person lately because of my mental health, and you wouldn't believe how many missed notifications I've got. But I'm gonna get back to everybody when it's my time.
Aye.
And I just appreciate that you give me the space that I need right now. You know, because it hasn't been easy.
And I pray, like I said, I'm on faith. I'll pray that God gives you strength through these difficult times. My man, big up to you. Keep it up. Stay safe. All right. And keep doing the awesome work that you're doing. And all I want to say, our people who've engaged with us online, we've had someone called Militant One, Alpha Male. That's a good one, isn't it? Alpha Male that have been commenting throughout the process. Guys, thank you very, very much for engaging. Signing out. God bless. Creating the conversation. Big up. Take care, guys.
Nice one. See you again. Yeah.
Nice,